Give it right back. Got the record, better get off my track. In the big leagues, now it's a fact. Can't take you seriously. Think that you wanna go? Can't catch me too slow. Look, now I'm on a roll. All you can say is blah 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 blah. Look, now I'm on a roll. Blah 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 blah. All I hear is blah blah blah.
Welcome to Crown Point, Indiana, and welcome to the Bulldog Network. We have special coverage today of a doubleheader, boys and girls basketball. Girls will be first, tipping off in just a few minutes right behind us. The Chesterton Trojans and the Crown Point Bulldogs, a very good matchup tonight. I'm Gabe Trevino alongside Brandon Zamojski. It is good to be back here at the desk. It's been a while since we've been back. It's been over a month now since we've been here at this desk.
Has.
It's going to be a good two matchups tonight.
Yeah, it's a good one to come back to. I mean, this boys matchup later tonight is a top 15 in the state, I believe. But, I mean, this girls one we have right now, I mean, this is a girls team that has been competitive all year. Fell to Valpo, which me and you broadcasted, but a girls team that has been very successful so far this season.
Yeah, they're 17-3. They're way better than they were last year, and they were a younger team. Ivy Henderson was a sophomore. Ava Ritchie, who was, carrying the team as a freshman. They were a very young team last year. A lot more development. I think Coach Stengel's also been a huge part of that. And this team, they could be poised for a state run. Obviously, we know the boys team, they're still undefeated, 12-0. That's number 1 and number 3 in the DAC. Chesterton being 3, Crown Point being 1, Portage being 2, right in between them. It's going to be a great matchup, boys and girls. And Coach Stengel gave us kind of a rundown, Braden, of keys to win and a lot of important information for tonight.
Yes, he threw at me about everything I think he knows about the game of basketball, schemes, different coverages that Chesterton is going to throw at the Bulldogs tonight. But I want to just kind of keep it simple, and some of the main points, he told me to find the shooters in transition. 10 and 13 have the green light to shoot anytime on offense for the Trojans. And then in transition, he said cut out the middle. Nothing in the middle. If they can force everything to the outside, he believes that his team will be good. And then for them on offense, push the ball in transition. Don't let Chesterton get back on defense.
Yeah, it's got to be fast. And, you know, this girls and boys team are very fast. I think that you know, this girls team has great potential for a state run, but also for a possible DAC championship run as we send it down to the court to begin our special coverage of the doubleheader here on the Bulldog Network. If you're just joining us, you're joining us just in time. I am Gabe Trevino alongside Brandon Zamojski tonight. Again, special coverage of a doubleheader here between the Chesterton Trojans and the Crown Point Bulldogs as we get underway. Here in Crown Point, it should be a good one. Sydney Hale swings over to the corner. Addison Seibert, a three to start. No good. Sydney Hale there for the rebound. Slips out of her hands. And Chesterton throws this one away to start. And the Lady Bulldogs will get the ball right away, right back.
Pretty fast start for Crown Point, and that's, you know, what we expect from offense run by Coach Stengel, who ever since he's got here has pushed fast offense, fast defense, not giving teams a chance to breathe.
Sydney Hale, a little handoff here to Ava Ritchie, who, again, we talked about her development. I mean, carried the team as a freshman, seems to be carrying again, you know, leading scorer on this team, leading rebounder, by the way. As I was looking at the stats earlier today, Ava Punak's jumper falls off. Rebound goes to the Trojans, and another early turnover. Ball flies out of bounds again.
That is a mistake that Chesterton cannot make. I mean, they have a good play getting that rebound down after the missed shot by Punak, but they just cannot keep the ball on their hands, and that's a mistake that they cannot make if they want to win this game.
Ella Boyansky was the one that lost the ball there. Hale to inbound. Goes inside. That one's intercepted by Boyansky. Here she comes down the middle. Out to three, which is Stengel, what he talked about. Rebound goes to Punak. Here comes Ritchie pushing it up the court quick to the corner to Seibert. Up to the elbow. Sydney Hale drives down, goes up. A tough layup is good to go for the first points of the game.
Sydney Hale is an aggressive player. She's a physical player. We saw in the Valparaiso game, she picked up a couple fouls early because of her physical defense, but, I mean, Coach Stengel loves the physical play from her, and she gets it done up and down the floor.
Lindsay McGuffey, who just had the ball, 13 on your screen, is one of the players that Stengel told us to watch out for. And they're going to give it to her right there on the wing. Dribbles over, directing the offense, trying to get something to go. Early 2-0 lead for the Bulldogs over to Novia Brandon. Sydney Hale is probably the best defender on this team. She's going to have a tough task going against her tonight. Driving baseline inside, nearly intercepted by Seibert. A three from Brandon. That one's no good. Rebounded by Punak.
That physical defense from Crown Point just able to force Chesterton into a bad shot selection there.
That one is kicked by one of the Trojans. Hale lost it, and Van Clay kicks that one out of bounds. So Sydney Hale to inbound once again. A little over 2 minutes in here to the first quarter. Turned it over on the last inbound. Now get to the Ava Punak, who had an open shot. Seibert left wide open for three in the corner. That one's no good. Rebound is batted away by Punak. Hale is there trying to get another steal on her stat sheet. And the Trojans bring it back up again with Boyansky. Here she comes driving down on Ava Ritchie, another good defender on this team. She's going to go up and over. Ritchie just kind of spun around there and made a jumper.
I don't think Ava Ritchie thought that she was going to shoot that ball, as Boyansky just kind of went over her head and was able to get her Trojans tied up in this one.
5:20 to go here in the first quarter. Seibert in the corner to the elbow. Punak double teamed almost immediately. Seibert again back into the corner. Punak, a wide open free throw line jumper, bounces up and out. Henderson tips it right to Van Clay, and here come the Trojans again. That one's intercepted by Ritchie. Ava Ritchie on the fast break. Left-handed layup is good.
She normally won't miss that, Gabe, and you see there, I mean, she plays that physical defense. They tried to force that pass across the middle, and she cut that off just like Coach Stengel wanted and led to 2 points her way.
Van Clay again bringing it up for the Trojans. Now over to Brandon. He missed an early three in the game. 4-2 lead for the Bulldogs. Brandon drives. That one's intercepted by Ava Punak. Here she comes, loses the ball right to McGuffey. And she's double teamed by Seibert and Punak. Punak's on the floor now, and a jump ball is called right near half court. And the ball will head, I believe, Crown Point's way, but a timeout is called by Coach Stengel.
Seemed like Coach Stengel tried to get that timeout called before the jump ball, but we'll see what the refs decide happened there.
Yeah, because Punek was kind of wrestling with herself, just trying to get away from the Chesterton defender on the floor. Did he get the timeout off? Did he not? We will find out coming out of here. Well, Braden, it's been really fast so far. I mean, defensively, there's been a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, and, you know, that's what this Bulldog team, Lady Bulldog team, is really known for, their defense.
Yeah, and it's that fast play in transition. I mean, I wasn't surprised to see that was a key to the game for Coach Stengel. I mean, this Bulldogs team defensively in transition is one of the most aggressive teams and one of the most physical. I mean, they love to get steals in transition, and once they get that steal, they're down the court the other way before you know it.
So 4:26 to go here in the first quarter, nearly halfway through. Sydney Hale, Ava Ritchie, Addison Seibert, Ava Punek, and Ivy Henderson on the floor for the Lady Bulldogs. Officials getting in their right spots. And Sydney Hale to inbound, looking for anyone up top. Ava Punek to Sydney Hale. Addison Seibert gets an open jumper near the baseline. It's an air ball. Overshot that one. Here comes McGuffey, guarded by Hale up ahead. Trojans trying to move the ball quick. Dogs so far have done a good job stopping the transition. Again, another one of Stengel's keys to tonight's game. Via Brandon on the right wing. Gets a screen. Seibert staying with it. Halfway through the first quarter. Driving is Boyansky. She loses it to Henderson, and here comes Ava Ritchie pushing it up the court. It's a 3-on-4, actually a disadvantage here for the Lady Bulldogs to Sydney Hale. Sydney Hale drives baseline, left-handed layup, no good. Ivy Henderson, the rebound, no good again. Another rebound for Henderson, tries to go up again, and a jump ball is called. And I believe that, yes, it will go the Trojans' way.
Ivy Henderson just using her size advantage, which is what we've seen across all five pretty much, is this Lady Bulldogs team has seen they have a size advantage. They've been taking advantage of it here early, but just good play by Chesterton's defense there to get that jump ball, give their team possession.
Brandon tipped away by Hale. Ava Punek misses the layup, and it flies out of bounds. Trojans ball. She cannot believe that. And that will be the last we see of Punek for a little bit as she subs out. Nope, headed towards the sideline. Now coming back. Seibert, Henderson, and Hale check out. The Menchaca sisters and Sophie Hart check in. McGuffey in the corner, full court press here early, Braden. They're going to it right away. 3.5 minutes to go. Sophie Hart tried to steal that one, jump ball, and that will go the Bulldogs' way. Good play by Sophie Hart.
Yeah, and Ava Punek, frustrated after missing that layup, thought she had gotten subbed out, but Coach Stengel was a bit exclamatory in telling her to get back in.
Menchaca, the younger Menchaca sister, wanted to try a three over, back to Punek. Doesn't want to take the three again, back to Menchaca to Punek again, just kind of playing back and forth hot potato here. Menchaca, three off the backboard, no good. Rebound to her older sister, goes inside, and it's a nice layup off the backboard.
She has been kind of stellar in her senior year coming off the bench, just able to find a way to the basket there around a defender.
So Leah Menchaca hits that layup foul down here on the other end. And Reese Dilbeck will get 2 free throws with 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Kind of a lower scoring game. I mean, I know we just talked about defense, but 6-2, you know, almost 6 minutes into the first quarter is a little bit shocking.
Yeah, and
two good teams in the DAC.
You know, I would argue that it's almost been the mistakes. I mean, both teams have made their fair amount of mistakes early, whether that be missed layups or, you know, missed dribbles, things that I'm sure both coaches are going to be hard on their teams about.
A little stoppage of play. Looks like Chesterton was getting in some subs. Both free throws are hit by Dilbeck, so 6-4 is now your score. And Braden, I must say that we got a pretty good crowd tonight.
Yeah,
you know, we were here earlier. There was not a soul in sight, and now There's a lot of people here supporting. Well, I guess there's also a lot of Chesterton fans probably here too.
The one thing I'll notice, Gabe, is that, I mean, you could see it if you're watching on your screen in the top left area of your screen, the amount of Chesterton cheerleaders with the big college-looking audio magnifiers, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's loud. I can hear it up here through my headphones, so, I mean, definitely making a difference there on the court for sure.
Yeah, I remember we went there last year to cover one of those games at Chesterton, and man, I remember these guys. They had their, I mean, horns, whatever you want to call them. I mean, they were loud. It was a great environment, and that Chesterton team last year was very good, and not as good as this year, but a very good Chesterton team. Should be a good matchup tonight as well. Steal by Boyansky. Here she comes. Good defense again by the Lady Bulldogs. Gets right around them and lays it in with the left hand.
See Boyansky there just getting able to stay in the middle of the court, which is exactly what Stengel wanted to avoid.
She tries a deep three, but a foul is called, an illegal screen, I believe, on Ava Punak. And Chesterton, you know, getting a little bit of momentum. We talk about that all the time, Braden. You know, it's something you can't see or hear, but you can feel it, right?
Yeah, and it definitely seems like that meter is turning the other way as Ava Punak will come out, obviously frustrated. She's been frustrated pretty much all afternoon so far, and maybe Coach Stengel just sitting her on the bench, telling her to take a couple breaths, because, I mean, she is a talented player, one of the top players on this Lady Bulldog team.
Lindsay McGuffey gets the handoff. They've shut her down so far, one of the key players, and they're going to call maybe another illegal screen here, maybe just a get back here from the officials, maybe just a call in the other way.
Yeah, Gabe, I'm not really sure what the call was. I mean, I didn't see anything that stood out to me there, but the refs are down on the court seeing a different game than we are, so.
Menchaca going to try a three, no good. Ava Ritchie in there trying to get a rebound. Sophie Hart on the floor, and that will be a jump ball, our third of the night, I believe, and it will go to the Trojans.
That's another thing, Gabe. Like, we talk about the physicality of this Bulldogs team, and that is even when there's a loose ball on the ground, a girl has a ball on the ground, there is someone jumping on that, getting a jump ball.
Menchaca nearly steals that one. Ritchie has to pick up on her assignment. Minute and a half to go. McGuffey to the corner. A three is good. Boyansky hits her first of the night, and the Trojans have their first lead of the night, 9-6. Ritchie being pressured in the backcourt. Here she comes up the court with just over a minute to play in the first quarter. To Menchaca in the corner. Sophie Hart back to Menchaca, getting a little bit of room out there at the three-point line. Out to her sister, Aaliyah, to Amia. Underneath, Sophie Hart, an open jumper, no good. Ava Ritchie underneath the rebound. Reverse layup is true.
There's the talent from Ava Ritchie, but Coach Stengel said that 10 and 13 on Chesterton. Boyansky, being that number 10, would shoot threes.
There's McGuffey, another player he talked about, shooting threes. That one's no good. And here comes Ritchie. Again, the Menchaca underneath. Sophie Hart had a similar-looking shot lined up, didn't take it. Batted out of bounds by Boyansky, and the Lady Bulldogs will get it underneath.
This Chesterton defense knows that this Bulldogs team kind of relies on Ivy Henderson underneath, and I mean, they're triple teaming her down low, which is an adjustment that Coach Stengel is going to have to tell his girls to make, because I mean, there's 5 girls on the court at a time, so if three of them are on your forward underneath, there's 2 other players that are wide open looking for passes.
Ava Ritchie checking out for the final 35 or so seconds of the first quarter. Brooklyn Langhanes, freshman, checking in to finish off the quarter. She gets the ball right away on the inbound.
Don't see Ava Ritchie coming out of games too much. Normally she plays almost the entire game.
Yeah. Cybra misses a three in the corner. Again, ball's on the floor. Boyansky nearly has that one stolen by Hale to McGuffey. 20 seconds to go now. Cross-court pass. 15 seconds to go. McGuffey again up top, guarded by Hale, under 10 seconds to play. Chesterton's gonna have to get something going here. 5 seconds to go. Boyansky up top, being guarded by Langhanes. Boyansky's got to get a shot off, and a foul is called, I believe, on Brooklyn Langhanes, who just checked in 1.3 seconds on the clock. So Chesterton's gonna have to get a quick shot off here to end the quarter.
Langhane's trying to play physical defense and just not able to rip the ball out and ends up throwing, I believe that was Addison Pack, on the ground.
Trying to get it to McGuffey, one of their shooters, and 1.3 to go. Too many dribbles, and that will end the first quarter. A close and low-scoring one. 9-8 is your score. The Trojans lead the Lady Bulldogs, and we're going to have a good rest of the game here. End of the first quarter. And, I mean, story of the night so far, Brandon, is defense, defense, defense.
Yes, it is, Gabe. I mean, a low-scoring game, 9-8. And I'll say in transition, I mean, Stengel has done everything that he advertised to us. He has shut down passing lanes, but the trouble comes in the defensive zone, right, Gabe? I mean, Crown Point is giving up far too many shots from range from Chesterton's most competitive shooters, and that is something that they're going to need to cut out if they want to shorten this lead. I mean, for example, just how much threes can affect the game. Any college basketball fans might remember Illinois-Purdue from a couple nights ago. Illinois took the lead by shooting 4 consecutive threes on 4 consecutive possessions. So threes can definitely be deadly in the game of basketball.
That's your shot at Purdue for the night, huh? He's got to take one shot at Purdue every night. Michigan fan over here. They're not doing so shabby this year either.
No, they are not.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Well, 9-8 is your score if you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network. I'm Gabe Trevino, your play-by-play man, alongside my color commentator, Brandon Zamojski. By the way, it is senior night here tonight for the girls. 3 seniors on the team. Congratulations to them. Maddie Johnson, Sophie Hart, and one of the twin sisters, Aaliyah Menchaca. And congratulations to those 3 seniors. A pretty solid, I mean, for a small senior class, they have a big impact on this team.
Yeah, this is a team that normally doesn't graduate that many seniors. I mean, in the past couple years at least. They had 3 last year as well. I mean, they got a large core of juniors and sophomores this year. So in a couple years, it might definitely hurt them.
Underneath, Henderson was fouled on her attempt to go up. And Braden, you did make a good point there. Ending the first quarter, they are going after Ivy Henderson underneath. They're triple teaming, double teaming her. So to get free throws it's going to be probably a pretty common occurrence. She's going to be getting whacked down there. They're going to try and play her physical. She misses her first free throw.
And it's something she's going to have to capitalize on as she shoots these. She misses her first one. She's got to make this one here, Gabe, and she does to tie this game up.
9-9 is the score. Again, full court press here from Coach Stengel, Braden. Up the court go the Trojans, getting past it pretty easily. Now dribbling back out. Ava Punak putting pressure. Here's McGuffey again up top, one of the better players on this Chesterton team. Over to Boyansky, who's had a big impact so far tonight as well. Underneath to Van Clay, rolls in and out. She will get 2 free throws.
Ava Punig just not getting her feet set there, the reason why that foul was called. And she is just not having the best night tonight, as she is frustrated, to say the least, Gabe.
7:23 to go here in the second quarter. Allison Van Clay's first free throw is good to retake the lead. Ava Punak checking out once again here, start of the second quarter, and she is visibly frustrated as she takes a seat on the bench. Second free throw from Allison Van Clay is good. 11-9 is now the lead, and here comes Ava Ritchie calling out a play here up top. Ivy Henderson sitting right at the top of the three-point line. Sets a screen for Ritchie. Nothing's free. Sydney Hale underneath. Menchaca back out to Hale. Hale's going to try a 3 here. That's no good. Rebound goes to the Trojans. Ritchie battles for it. Foul is called on Ritchie. Says she was just going for the ball. According to the official, she was not. With 1 second to go before we hit the 7-minute mark. And that will be the second foul on Ava Ritchie tonight. Almost gets the steal there. Van Clay cut her off right in front of her. Here comes Boyansky on Sydney Hale. Again, tough matchup for her. Slides under there, and there's the travel call. And the Bulldogs get the ball right back.
Yeah, Ava Ritchie, I mean, she might be a flashy player on this team, but she is absolutely not afraid to play that physical game we see there, her jumping in the air, trying to get that steal off the inbound.
Bringing it up once again, Ivy Henderson up top, which is something we don't see very often. Ava Ritchie, a wide open three, which is another thing we don't see often. Rebound comes out of Sydney Hale's hands to Boyansky, driving in, a little Euro step, loses her balance. Rebound to Henderson. Bulldogs have an advantage here to Cyber, pump fake, spins around, lays it up, no good. And Ava Ritchie tips that one out of bounds, and the Trojans will get the ball back.
Now, Ava Ritchie doesn't take those three-point shots that often, but I'd be lying if I were to say that she's not a good three-point shooter. And so for her to not make that pretty wide-open shot, Gabe, that is pretty bad for this offense who needs to get back in this game. Those shots have to land.
Boyansky gets through it really easily again and lays it in with the left hand. Braden, she just dribbled right through the full court press and laid it in on Ivy Henderson.
The speed of Boyansky is the highlight to me, Gabe. I mean, her ability to just weave around these Bulldog defenders is just mind-blowing.
Cybert, and a foul is called on, I believe, Allison Van Clay. And the Lady Bulldogs will inbound underneath. Ava Punek is checked out. Sophie Hart is checked out right now. It's Ava Ritchie. The Menchaca sisters, Sydney Hale and Ivy Henderson on the court. Ava Ritchie again, wide open three. She misses that one as well. Cyber with the rebound, and she lays it in.
Another one that has to land, but that two-point shot off the rebound isn't too shabby, Gabe.
Not too shabby indeed. Van Clay gets that pass off to McGuffey. I mean, Chesterton is responding really well. This full court press, McGuffey gets the shot off. She will not get her free throws. Foul is called on the floor. And again, Chesterton will inbound underneath as Rihanna Grizic checks in.
Chesterton's play in transition, Gabe, specifically speed in transition, has led to this Bulldogs team not being able to be set on defense, which has led to both that foul on Punek and now this foul right now, which, I mean, is gonna lead to Crown Point putting themselves in the bonus.
Ball tipped by Grizic, making an impact as soon as she comes in. Menchaca to inbound. There's Aaliyah Menchaca, the senior, inbounding. It looks like they're going to give Chesterton the ball. May have been called a jump ball. A little over 5.5 minutes to play until halftime here. To inbound for the Trojans is Macy Pack, and that one goes over. It's official says it was tipped. Ritchie chases it down. Get to the Menchaca. Menchaca dribbles inside, back out to Ritchie. Tries her third three of the night. That one's good.
There it is, Gabe. That is the shooting ability from Ava Ritchie. She had a defender closing in on her, but she still shot that, and that is what this Bulldogs offense needs to get back in this game.
And a foul is called on Van Clay over the back. And the Lady Bulldogs get it right back with a 14-13 lead. And checking in for the Trojans is Chloe Merzen. Reese Dillbeck checking out, the sophomore for the Trojans.
Normally you don't see an over the back on 6'4" Ivy Ritchie, but that's an unusual one for sure, Gabe.
Menchaca on the wing, has her sister right to her left, dribbles up over to Aaliyah, inside the Grizic, stolen away. And here comes McGuffey. McGuffey brings it up, Menchaca's right there, cross-court pass, nearly flies out of bounds, and it looks like Merzen steps out of bounds with the ball. Under 5 minutes to play.
Now Merzen was able to keep that ball in, but she's not able to keep her feet in as she tracked that ball down. So now the Bulldogs have a chance now with the lead after that Ava Ritchie three. They can finally have a chance to put this game into cruise control and open this game up a little bit.
Menchaca had Ritchie on the handoff, didn't give it to her. Sophie Hart, who just checked in. Ivy Henderson, the left-handed layup's true.
Coach Stengel has moved Ivy Henderson. Instead of keeping her under the basket, he added a little cut in there, and she was wide open for that layup.
Boyansky drives right in on Henderson, spins around, and a travel is called. And now the Lady Bulldogs have got some momentum, a few fouls here and there, some made shots, and they find themselves with a 3-point lead here with a little over 4 minutes to go.
That invisible momentum meter, Gabe, it's starting to switch the other way towards white jerseys and we'll see if they can sustain this to end the half off. 4 minutes left.
Brianna Grizzich up top to Amia Menchaca on the wing. Sophie Hart had an open shot, didn't take it. Underneath to Henderson, who's double teamed. Grizzich, a free throw line jumper, no good. Overran her rebound. And the rebound goes to Ella Boyansky, who's had a tremendous impact so far, offensively and defensively for the Trojans. Looking for somebody to get the ball to. McGuffey comes away with it. On the handoff, guarded by Rihanna Grizzich. 3:40 to go, spins to her left. Looking for anybody, anything. Underneath, Ava Ritchie guarding in the corner on Addison Glosinger. Up top to Music. To Van Clay on the wing. Slow moving offense here, and a timeout is called by Coach Wilson of the Trojans. Maybe just trying to, stop things. It looks like they could not get anything going there on offense on that possession.
Absolutely nothing, Gabe, but I would be missed if I were to not express the impact that Ella Boyansky has had on this game right now, Gabe. She has 9 out of Chesterton's 13 points, and I believe all of those were, their physical baskets or their three-pointers, right? So she is not pulling up from short, Gabe. She is driving her way to the basket if she doesn't have a three. And so if you're Coach Stengel, you have to cut that off, and especially in transition where she gathers most of her speed.
Yeah, she's had a tremendous impact on this game, and someone who the Lady Bulldogs have shut down for now is Lindsay McGuffey, who, again, Coach Stengel told us we had to watch her. We had to watch Boyansky, who they have not done very well with. But, Braden, I want to touch on that full-court press. Stengel came out, early in the first quarter, immediately went into a full-court press. The Trojans know how to get around it.
Yeah, the way they get around it is that speed with Ella Boyansky. But I think the more important thing is that we see this is it's tiring the Trojans offense out and this Trojans team out. They're still finding ways to get around it, but now, we see right there on that possession, they get down into the Bulldogs defensive half and they can't do anything with the ball.
So the Trojans will inbound the ball right near half court here. It's Addison Pack to inbound. Via Brandon back in the game to McGuffey. Doesn't try that three. 3:20 to go. Gets her dribble back. Drives baseline. Nothing's there. Pulls back out up top on the wing. Again, Chesterton trying to get something going here on offense. Good defense. And it looks like a foul is going to be called here on McGuffey. Maybe a extend of an elbow there. Maybe too much. And now the Dogs have it right back, and Ava Ritchie will bring this one up. Grizzich has brought it up the last few times. And here she is again underneath Sophie Hart. Quick spin move, left-handed layup's good.
That's a quick bucket for Crown Point and exactly how this offense works. Sophie Hart just unguarded down low, and when that pressure comes, she's able to just easily spin off and put that basket up.
2:45 to go here before half. McGuffey up top once again. Van Clay nearly loses this one, being pressured by Sophie Hart, and she stepped out of bounds. Lady Bulldog basketball.
She tried to make the attempt, and she's telling the ref, I threw it off of Sophie Hart. But the ref said that she had stepped out prior to the ball hitting Sophie Hart, so the Bulldogs will inbound and get the benefit of the doubt.
Again, more physical defense from this Bulldog team. And there's another turnover resulted because of it. Sophie Hart there on the pressure. Grizzich to Menchaca. Wanted the three, hesitated, didn't take it. Sophie Hart, a little elbow jumper. Too long. Rebound to McGuffey. Menchaca right on her after that rebound. McGuffey hands it off. Now Brandon over to Boyansky, trying a three. That one's no good. Rebound right to Brandon. To McGuffey. Loses it, and it falls in the hands of Boyansky. A little over 2 minutes to go. Menchaca gets on the ground for this one, and another jump ball is called. And this one will go Lady Bulldog way.
That physical defense by Menchaca, there's a reason why her team has possession of the ball right now. And that's what you want to do, especially when the possession narrows your way.
Ritchie over to Menchaca. Henderson underneath again, being double teamed. Back to Menchaca. Menchaca tries a three right from the top, and it banks in. The bank is open, Braden.
She saw that she wasn't exactly at the top of the key, and she just took one step over, fired that, and it was good.
8-point lead for the Bulldogs now. Lots of momentum on their side as we head down to the final minute and a half here to play until halftime. 21-13 is your score. McGuffey looking to get around. Grzic cannot get away from her. Reese Dilbeck on the right wing gets a screen, drives baseline. An open three here for the Trojans is an air ball. Ritchie comes away with it. Minute 10 to play. Slows it down slightly. Get to the Grzic. Sophie Hart. Back to Rihanna Grzic, who tries a three. That one's no good. Ivy Henderson goes off a few knees. And again, the rebound goes to McGuffey. She's got a lot of those tonight, under a minute to go. McGuffey gonna try a three behind the screen. That one's no good, tipped around. Brandon comes away with it. Via Brandon, a foul is called on Rihanna Grzic, and she is visibly exhausted. Sydney Hale at the scorer's table. Might be checking in for her, and she is, with 48.9 seconds to go until half.
If you're Crown Point right now, I mean, you're just trying to get out of this half. You have all the momentum, so you're just trying to get the ball off this possession, work the ball down back into your own half, and line the rest of this 48 seconds out.
45 seconds to go. Up top, a wide open three for Dilbeck's. Another air ball. Here comes Ritchie behind the back dribble, trying to get away from defenders. Steps back. Seibert loses the Ava Ritchie pass. She had a wide open shot. Could not handle the Ritchie pass. A lot of pace on that one. 34.7 to go. Sophie Hart checks in for Ava Ritchie.
That is a play that Addison Seibert is not going to be too happy with for herself. She's a very tough player and very hard on herself, and forces herself to be as good as possible. And I think we both know that she knows that she could have definitely made a play there, at least in her own mind.
20 seconds to go here before half. Maybe the Trojans run this one out. Novia Brandon goes around, and no one's there. Sydney Hale comes away with it. Slows it down, 10 seconds to play in traffic. Gets the pass off, but is fouled on the pass with 8.3 to go. And the Bulldogs will have the ball underneath.
Sophie Hart just continuing to play her aggressive offense, her physical offense. And that's exactly what drew that foul there. She just tried to go straight through those defenders from Chesterton instead of going around them.
8.3 seconds to go, 8-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Seibert to inbound, gets to the Ivy Henderson. She puts that one up, and she is fouled. And she's going back to line for only the second time tonight. She's got to make these free throws, Braden. These are opportunities she will not get a lot of.
She made 1 out of 2 last time, Gabe, as the Bulldogs are now in the bonus. And she'll have to convert both of them here as she makes that first one.
With this free throw, could make it a double-digit lead. Possibly going into halftime as Sophie Hart and Ritchie check back out. Addison Seibert and then Chaka's sister, Sydney Hale, Ivy Henderson on the court for the Bulldogs. Second free throw is no good. Henderson tried to get the rebound. She's called for a foul on the reach-in. Addison Pack was the one that came away with the rebound, and Ritchie's going to check right back in. Has a smile on her face. She's gone in, out, and then in again, and then back in to finish out these last 5.5 seconds. Sophie Hart at the scorer's table once again, too.
I think Coach Stengel is trying to give her a break as she's a young player, but then realizing that he may need a star player in this game as now Chesterton finds themselves in the bonus, and that is a shot that they need to make. And Addison Pack here at the line will need to convert on this second one to shorten this lead down to 8.
Lead is 9 for the Bulldogs. Henderson and Menchaca check out. Again, Ritchie and Hart back in for the final 5.5 seconds. That free throw rattles in and out. Sophie Hart comes away with the rebound. Here comes Menchaca. She's going to have to put a shot up into the corner. A three is no good, but Seibert stepped out of bounds anyway. But that will do it for the half. The Crown Point Bulldogs lead the Chesterton Trojans 22-13 here at halftime. Stay with us here on the Bulldog Network.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Hi, I'm Trip Lukemeyer, Director of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
At Crown Point High School, we are a connected community. The larger we grow, the stronger we become, because at our core are values that guide us.
What does it mean to be part of our Bulldog community?
It means courage, facing adversity head on, leading with grit, and knowing that every setback is a step forward.
Crown Point taught me not to be afraid to try something new.
It means creativity, from center stage to classroom labs. It is where passion meets purpose and innovation takes shape. Bulldogs bring ideas to life. It means citizenship, giving back, lifting others, building a stronger community together.
Our students learn that leadership begins with service.
It means culture, every story, every background, every voice, adding to our shared experience. It means being future ready, with more than 20 career pathways, 60 dual credit and AP courses, and preparation for college, career, or service.
I know Crown Point is helping me get where I want to go.
And through it all, we stay connected. With more than 75 clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone. Every classroom, every activity, every team. Woven together into one community. Crown Point High School, where the heart of a Bulldog stays with you, ready to take on the world. Connected at our core.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Network. If you're just joining us, it is halftime of the Lady Bulldogs and the Chesterton Trojans. The Bulldogs leading by 9, 22-13. I am Gabe Trevino alongside Brandon Zamojski. It is good to have everyone listening or watching on tonight. Thank you for joining us. Brandon, it's been a good one so far, and I think there's a lot of keys that we can take away, and I think we can say, it's safe to say, Bradley Stengel, head coach of the Lady Bulldogs, he knows his stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did his homework. He did the film work because everything that he gave us is absolutely correct. He told us to watch 10 and 13, that being McGuffey and Boyansky from range, and then he told us to watch them in transition. And I think Boyansky's been the #1 player there in transition. She's fast.
She's flying through the full court press that the Bulldogs are putting down. That was, again, another one of Stengel's notes that he gave us. Boyansky's just flying through there. I feel like no one else really is. They just pass the ball to Boyansky, and she just gets out of there, and then Chesterton can kind of set up their offense from there. usually Boyanski runs into a 1-on-2 down there, and then she kind of has to settle it out. But then Chesterton can run a normal offense. They don't have to, go against the grain, fighting against the full court press. If they have Boyanski, she can just get around everyone.
Yeah, and I think they don't even have to set up an offense in that case. I mean, we saw it a couple times. She just went down there, scored an easy layup, and they're back the other way on defense, and they're already back.
Yeah, and the other thing you were telling me during the break was Ivy Henderson. She was, a non-factor in the first quarter. And Coach Stengel, again, kind of a genius, we can say, with basketball, moving her around, moving her up top, running different plays to try and get Ivy Henderson open, because Chesterton is focusing everything on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, there's an obvious size advantage. I mean, and I'm sure you could see just by looking at the screen. But when Ivy Henderson is stationary into the basket, which has been working over the course of the season when she's been one-on-one, I mean, she's been open. But now Chesterton has been putting 2-3 girls on her. I mean, she hasn't been open, so Coach Stengel has been moving her up top, having her cut down low. We saw that a couple times where she scored off that, drew a foul on another play similar. And, I mean, I think if they do that in this half and Chesterton does not make an adjustment to that, I mean, this game is going to be blown wide open.
Yeah, and a good thing the Lady Bulldogs have done so far defensively, they've shut down McGuffey, not Boyanski, but McGuffey shoots 40% from three. She's averaging 12 points per game, leading scorer on this Trojans team. They've done a pretty good job of shutting her down.
Yeah, I mean, she's been up at the top a lot, trying to look for three-point looks, but, I mean, everything has been shut down so far.
Yeah, you can see her, going around the top of the key, trying to look for someone, look for screens, look for a pass. There's really nothing. It seems like once Chesterton gets their offense set up, that the Bulldog defense has the advantage. They really, it seems really slow for Chesterton. They're trying to get something going, but Ava Ritchie, Sydney Hale, even Sophie Hart, even Brooklyn Langhans, who came in for a little bit, the Menchaca sisters, defensively, this team is really strong.
Yeah, and they say defense wins championships, Gabe. We saw their defense struggle a little bit, against Valpo. They're coming strong now against a strong Chesterton team and a strong Chesterton offense, to a point where Chesterton had to call a timeout to kind of regain control and set their offense up. And so I think Coach Stengel is sitting pretty, as they say, in the locker room at the half. And
not a timeout to, reset after a bunch of threes were hit and a bunch of steals had been, it happened. No, it was in the middle of the play. Chesterton was just moving around on offense, passing the ball, trying to get something going, and there was just a timeout called. That's how good this defense has been. Only 13 points allowed in the first half. They allowed, I believe, 51 to Valpo, and again, that's in the whole game. But Chesterton's only on pace to get 26, which is, a little more than half of 51. So if their defense keeps this up, this should be a great win, a good Duneland Conference win tonight.
Yeah, and I think, again, the key to that is just to continue to do what has been working, and that's shut McGuffey down and just shut down. I mean, if they can shut down that offense in transition for Chesterton, I think they'll be just fine.
And I think offensively for the Lady Bulldogs, Ava Ritchie, she struggled to get some looks. She got 3 threes off, which you're not going to see a lot of. I think maybe going into halftime, Coach Wilson of the Trojans, she's going to tell her girls, look, we have to take care of Ava Ritchie. We know Ivy Henderson's our main focus, but let's take care of Ava Ritchie as well. She got a few threes off. She hit one of them. But she, overall, besides that 1 3 she hit, she struggled a little bit.
Yeah, and I would even go past Ava Ritchie. Sydney Hale, had we normally see her shooting from range, she was a non-factor. Ava Punick has been good from short. She's had a rough night.
She's been in foul trouble, been frustrated all night.
And I think the biggest one for me is Addison Seibert. Addison Seibert is one of the best shooters on this team. I mean, whenever I'm in the gym, whenever I'm at the school, after school, she's always in here shooting. And she's been almost a non-factor tonight, along with Sydney Hale and Ava Punick.
Yeah, and Addison Seibert has taken a lot of threes. She's taken maybe 4 or 5 threes, hasn't hit one of them. And Sydney Hale, defensively, I mean, probably the best, we can say, defensive player on this team. But offensively, again, yeah, like you said, has been a non-factor. She took 1 3, didn't make it. She may not even have a point tonight. I mean, she may have hit a layup earlier in the game. But, yeah, offensively, the Bulldogs only 22 points. They're going to have to up that in the second half. Their defense did not start out well, by the way, but they rebounded to get a 9-point lead at half.
Yeah, and I don't even think their defense ever looked bad in this game. I just think, I mean, their offense wasn't getting lucky. They were missing layups and missing shots from range. So when you're missing everything, there's no good. And so I think now that they're kind of in a rhythm, they're getting their groove under them, they're getting their feet under them, more importantly, I think they'll be just fine in the second half.
And this is a tougher team. This is a tougher DAC opponent. Chesterton is 3rd in the conference. Crown Point being second, only to Valpo, who they lost to earlier in the season. This could be a team they also come up against in the playoffs later in the season.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a very good matchup, similar to this one. I mean, at one point, for most of the first quarter, it was single
I think it was
digits.
6-4 to end the first quarter. It was very low scoring. It'd be a slugfest in the playoffs. And we're going to send it down to the floor here for the second half. Action begins here on the Bulldog Network. If you were just joining us, thank you for joining us here on the Bulldog Network. I'm Gabe Trevino, joined by Brandon Zamojski of our special coverage of the doubleheader. So stay with us. After this game, we'll have the boys playing Chesterton, which is an even better matchup. Chesterton, number 3 in the Duneland. Crown Point, number 1 in the Duneland, 12-0 on the year, and undefeated 6-0 in the DAC. As we get started here in the second half.
That boys team ranked 23 nationally as well by Max Prep's pretty reputable sports site for high school sports.
Yeah, 23rd nationally. Sydney Hale's going to try a 3, and Brandon, she just proving us wrong right out of the gate. Hits her first 3 of the night.
Well, she just made me eat my words, Gabe, as I said that she was struggling offensively. I said that she has been a big three-point shooter for this team, and she showed us right there.
25-13, first double-digit lead of the night for either team. Over to the corner, Reese Dilbeck. Again, Chesterton trying to get something moving here. Bolyansky, who's been trouble tonight, being guarded by Ava Ritchie, who's right on her. Up top to Novia Brandon, who's hit a few threes tonight. McGuffey, who Stengel told us to look out for. She nearly loses the ball, spins around, looking for a pass. Dilbeck up top, guarded by Henderson, spins around Henderson. A tough layup is no good. Travel is called anyway, and it heads the Bulldogs' way.
Again, just physical defense by Crown Point. I guess that's the word of the day. It's the word of the day whenever this Lady Bulldogs team plays, because it's the message that Coach Stengel gives to them each night.
Ava Punak back in the game to start the second half. Ava Ritchie, of course, in to start the second half as well, as that one goes off of Van Clay's foot. Second time that's happened tonight. And the Bulldogs will retain possession.
Coach Stengel showing a little bit of his soccer skills as he kicks that ball up into his own hands.
6:33 to go here in the third quarter, about a minute and a half in. Sydney Hale into the corner to Addison Seibert. Sydney Hale dribbling around, getting to the free throw line underneath. Ava Punak no good. Ivy Henderson trying to get down in there on the floor. Underneath, jump ball is called, and it will stay with the Lady Bulldogs to start the second half.
Ivy Henderson not afraid to jump on that ball on the floor, which kind of speaks to her ability as an athlete here.
Ava Ritchie was left wide open there for a second. Got the ball a little bit late. Sydney Hale over on the wing. Ava Punak drives inside on a double team. Foul is called on Reese Dilbeck. The Lady Bulldogs will inbound once again underneath. It will be Addison Seibert, I believe, to inbound for the Lady Bulldogs.
No, I am surprised, Gabe, that Sydney Hale did not shoot that ball on the far side as Ava Ritchie had her wide open.
That shot is blocked from Punak. Sydney Hale comes away with it. Dribbles it back out, settling the offense. Punak drives inside, rolling around, gets that one to go, plus the foul.
That'll fire up your bench, Gabe, as she gets the and one call. Just a physical play, especially for a player who, personally has been frustrated, visibly frustrated all night. That's a good, strong play to get her head back in this one.
Tough spinning layup, got hit as well. Her first points of the night. Her first free throw of the night is no good. 2 fouls and only 2 points for Punak tonight. It has been a rough night for her. Spin move here from Dilbeck. Layup is good. Good move by Reese Dilbeck. Lead still remains 12, though, for the Bulldogs. Chesterton's going to need a lot of work on the offensive side and the defensive side. Sydney Hale, the ball on the wing. Punak has it at the free throw line to Addison Seibert. Back to Punak, nearly stolen by Brandon. Underneath, Sydney Hale is good.
That was some impressive ball movement from the Lady Bulldogs. Looked like Addison Seibert was going to shoot it, and instead she moved it right back under to Ava Punak, who found a wide open Sydney Hale. Just that ball movement causing the Trojans to just lose track of bodies in front and under the basket.
Reese Dilbeck, 3 no good. Underneath Boyansky, there she is again. Ritchie wanted an over the back. She lays that one in, so a little response from Chesterton once again. Now they're going to need a stop here on defense. Ritchie once again bringing it up. Sydney Hale, by the way, 7 points on the night. She's not had too bad of a night herself. Ritchie up top, no one is there. Throws it away to the scorer's table. And that's what Chesterton needed, a turnover to get the ball back on offense, Braden.
Ritchie trying to stretch that ball out over the top to one of her closest teammates, Addison Cyber. Just the connection not there this time as she kind of slips off, as the ball kind of slips off her hands, excuse me.
Boyansky again to Novia Brandon, who's hit a pair of threes tonight. 4:45 to go here in the third quarter. Brandon comes around the Dilbeck screen. Over to McGuffey, to Boyansky, to Van Clay, guarded by Punak. Boyansky again, guarded by Ritchie. That one blocked by Punak, goes right to Ivy Henderson, who hands it off to Ritchie. Lost her footing there for a second. Now she comes up the court to Sydney Hale, who was left open, doesn't take the shot, drives in, and a foul is called as the ball slips free. Bulldogs have it underneath.
Sydney Hale looked up frustrated, thinking she wasn't going to get that call right away as the ref kind of whistled a little bit late, and then there was a little bit of relief on her face when that whistle did come in. I mean, again, she just made an absolute physical play that, I mean, driving to that basket, that's what she does best.
Addison Pack checks in for Ella Boyansky, and that's something the Bulldogs are going to have to take advantage of momentarily. Ivy Henderson puts up a tough shot, no good. Rebound by Dilbeck. Halfway mark of the third quarter, Novia Brandon drives down to the free throw line. Van Clay back to Brandon, guarded by Sydney Hale. Spin move by Brandon, drives a floater, and she is fouled by Ivy Henderson. She'll go to the line for 2.
Now, Gabe, one thing that I think is important to note is the emergence of the depth in this Chesterton team, something that they haven't really relied on. But, I mean, Reese Dilbeck and Novia Brandon now so far in the second half have kind of emerged, scoring quite a bit of points for the Chesterton team and kind of starting what could be a comeback.
By the way, just 2 seniors and 1 junior on this team. Everybody else, freshmen and sophomores. So this is a young team that these Bulldogs are going to have to deal with for a while. These players on this team, most of them are going to be here for another 2-3 years that the Bulldogs will have to deal with. Sydney Hale comes away with the rebound off the missed free throw. 29-18, 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. Hale just loses that one. Van Clay comes away with it. Novia Brandon on the handoff to McGuffey, who's not gotten a lot of looks, as we talked about during halftime, guarded by Seibert. Going behind the screen, nothing there. Good job by Seibert. Allison Van Clay, handoff to Pack. Back to Dilbeck, who's tried a pair of threes here to start the second half. Brandon trying to get free. Van Clay, handoff to McGuffey. McGuffey trying to get free again. Ball tipped away. Here comes Sydney Hale on the fast break. Drives down the left lane, lays that up, no good. Dilbeck again with the rebound. Outlet to Addison Pack. Ritchie chases her down, nearly gets the ball. Pack falls down. Ritchie goes right over her. And a timeout is called by Coach Wilson of the Trojans before Ritchie could get on there for a jump ball. And we will have a break in the action momentarily with 3:04 to go in the third quarter.
Now, Gabe, you mentioned this young team. I mean, the biggest difference maker in this game, Ella Boyansky, is a freshman. So 3 more years of her for Crown Point for, Ava Ritchie, who's only a sophomore in her class, which includes Sydney Hale. So they'll have her for 2 more years. And then that year's class, which includes Langhans on top of her for another 3.
And Reese Dilbeck, who's had a pretty good impact. She's a sophomore on this team. Lindsey McGuffey, who, according to what Stengel was telling us, was the best player on this team, also a sophomore. Addison Pack, who's been on the floor a lot, also a sophomore. Van Clay is really the only senior that's getting the action. Addison Glossinger is not checked in, I believe, once tonight. Van Clay has had a pretty solid impact. And Novia Brandon, the lone junior on this team. But everybody else, it's a young team full of sophomores and freshmen, and a young team for the Bulldogs as well, but not as young as this Trojan team.
It's a young team with a lot of upside. I mean, when your young players are some of your best, I mean, this is the position that this Lady Bulldogs team was in last year with all the freshmen they had. And so, I mean, you can expect that they know exactly what case Chesterton's in and know what to expect in the years to come.
2:58 to go here in the third quarter. McGuffey was fouled. Her 2 free throws. First one is good. They could cut the lead back down to single digits with a made free throw here. Amia Menchaca, Sophie Hart, Rihanna Grizich, Ava Punak, and Ava Ritchie on the floor for the Lady Bulldogs. Ritchie gets that one nearly stolen by Addison Pack. No foul is called. And here comes Ava Ritchie up the court slowly to Grizich on the wing, guarded by Brandon. Double team tipped. Sophie Hart underneath, tipped again off the bottom of the backboard. And that's going to go the Trojans' way. And Braden, here they come. The Trojans just fighting back. Lead is single digits now, and they got the ball back on offense.
And after that whistle, Ava Ritchie kind of putting her hands up, kind of telling her girls, calm down, calm down. I mean, they're up by 9 points. They just cannot give Chesterton an inch for the rest of this quarter, at least make it to the fourth.
Good defense on the baseline by Menchaca, forcing Addison Pack out, forcing a bad pass. Ivy Henderson checking right back into the game for Sophie Hart. And here comes Ava Ritchie once again being guarded by Addison Pack, who's been pretty good on defense tonight. There's Ivy Henderson at the top of the key. We also talked about at halftime, double team here. Henderson may have pushed off there, no foul call. I mean, Reese Dilbeck just hit the floor hard. Henderson lays that one in.
Yeah, I mean, Ivy Henderson, I just saw Reese Dilbeck wind up on the floor, and then a wide open Ivy Henderson.
Here comes Ava Ritchie on the fast break off another steal. Left-handed layup, no good, and Grizich and Menchaca couldn't come away with the rebound. Both shake their heads. Jump ball is called.
Yeah, Gabe.
And Chesterton will retain possession.
Both of them lifted their heads, kind of sighing. Grizich had exclaimed something. Both of them obviously frustrated that neither of them could grab that ball. I think even Ava Ritchie might have been upset that she didn't score on that fast break there.
So under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 31-20. Lady Bulldog lead by 11 to Van Clay. One of only 2 seniors on the team, to McGuffey. Good defense by Menchaca on the wing, driving baseline, spinning a fadeaway, no good. Ava Punak comes away with the rebound, wrestling it away. Here comes Rihanna Grizich, pushing it quick, tries to slow it down. Ball goes flying away from Ivy Henderson, and here comes McGuffey. McGuffey on the wing, cross court, Van Clay. Van Clay drives in, avoids a few steals, lays that one up, and she will get 2 free throws off the foul.
I will say, Gabe, after that play where Ava Ritchie had kind of jumped over Addison Pack, she has been running up and down the court. Pack has, and I mean, she's been kind of giving Ava Ritchie some shoves behind plays and stuff. I mean, the two of them are just playing physical basketball right now.
Physical basketball, indeed. Like you said, I mean, I think physicality can be the word, you know, that we define tonight as, because it has been physical, it's been low scoring. You know, it's been a slugfest tonight. 10-point lead for the Bulldogs. The Trojans can again cut the lead back down to single digits with this Van Clay free throw, and that one is good. 31-22. Here comes Ava Ritchie once more up the court. Aaliyah Menchaca, older sister of Amia, checking in once again, trying to get it to Seibert on the wing, nearly steps out of bounds. Seibert in trouble. Passes cross court to Amia Menchaca, under a minute to play. Over to Seibert, back to Ritchie. Ritchie guarded again by Addison Pack, who's played good defense on her tonight. Under 50 seconds to play. Gets a screen from Sophie Hart, trying to get around McGuffey now. Cross-court pass to Seibert. Seibert pump fakes. Didn't want to take the three. Now she drives. Pump fakes again to the corner. Menchaca drives baseline, trying to get it underneath the Hart. Ball stolen away. Good defense by the Trojans.
A couple times that Lady Bulldogs could have taken contested shots, but they didn't, and that results, you know, in a turnover the other way. So you got to think maybe Addison Seibert shoots that a little bit contested.
Menchaca in the corner, gets her shot at a three, no good. Seibert overran the rebound. 12 seconds to go here to finish off the quarter. Ava Ritchie came away with yet another rebound on the last possession. 3 seconds to go. McGuffey's going to have to get a shot off. Pump fakes, and she's just going to run out the clock. Trojans could have got a shot off there to end the third quarter, Braden. Instead, they trail by 9. They have a lot of work to do as they head into the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is the defensive adjustment from Crown Point. They've gone away from the full court press completely, and all 5 girls have gone back, on transition defense, which has totally cut out the fast break opportunities for Chesterton. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why Crown Point has been able to hold their lead.
So to start the fourth quarter, if you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, we welcome you into our special coverage of the doubleheader tonight. The boys team will take on Chesterton as well right after this one ends. The Lady Bulldogs for now lead the Trojans 31-22, a great DAC matchup. And of course, an even better DAC matchup later tonight for the boys. I'm Gabe Trevino, joined by Brandon Zamojski. 9-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. I think it's very possible, though, with this Chesterton team, they can get back in this game quick. A few shots, a few turnovers, and they're right back in this.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Bradley Stengel for Crown Point his message is do not get complacent. Just because you're up big right now, I mean, doesn't mean that a couple plays in transition, a couple fast breaks, I mean, then this game is totally different. So I think he's telling his girls to stay calm, keep playing your game, keep playing hard physical defense, and we'll come out of here with a win at home.
Final 8 minutes about to begin. 31-22 Bulldog lead. The boys waiting right over by their locker room to hit the court as soon as this one is over. Menchaca up top on the right wing. Ava Ritchie gets the ball, swinging around, trying to get open. Punak called for the ball. Did not get it from Ritchie. Sydney Hale up top, who had a 3 coming out of the half. Here comes Seibert. Nothing there, pressured. Hale drives, a little floater. That one's no good. Rebound to Van Clay, so there's the missed shot. Now they're going to have to get going on offense here. Here comes Boyansky driving inside. Floater's good. There is Ella Boyansky again, Braden.
She came out of the game for a little bit, Gabe, and that kind of led the Bulldogs to kind of solidify this lead. So we'll see if some rest for her will help the Trojans get back into this one.
7 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Lead cut to 7. Seibert pump fakes that 3. Over to Sydney Hale. Offense slows down a little bit. Over to the corner. Menchaca, a wide open 3, no good. Sydney Hale bobbles out of her hands. McGuffey up ahead. That one is hauled in by Dilbeck. Here she comes down the baseline. Underneath, there she is again. Boyansky cuts the lead to 5.
Crown Point trying to play their physical defense, and in doing so, a triple team leaves Boyansky wide open, cutting to the basket, and just amazing vision by Dilbeck to see her.
Ritchie frustrated, calling out something to her teammates to do, and a timeout is called by Coach Stengel. At momentum meter, Braden shifting towards Chesterton a little bit.
I think you read my mind, Gabe, because I was just thinking the exact same thing. And Crown Point is going to have to find a way to shut Boyansky down, because if not, I don't see a way that Chesterton does not come back in this game.
So the lead is cut to 5. Ella Boyansky having a great night. She has 15 points tonight of the Trojans' 26, outscoring the rest of her team. And not only that, but she's had a great impact on the defensive end as well. Has gotten herself a few rebounds. Dished out a few assists as well. And this is where your star player, Ava Ritchie, or Ivy Henderson, or maybe Ava Punak come in and take over the game in these moments.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think. But honestly, for me, Gabe, it's the depth, right? I'm looking for Sydney Hale. I'm looking for Addison Seibert. I'm looking for one of the Menchaca sisters to kind of step up in that role. I mean, Sydney Hale has kind of struggled shooting tonight. She had a couple early in the half, but overall she's kind of struggled. Addison Seibert has kind of struggled. You're looking for them to kind of get hot late here, hit a couple shots, and solidify this win.
So 6.5 minutes to go here. Lead cut to 5. 31-26 is your score. Here comes Ava Ritchie with 7 points on the night. Sydney Hill also at 7. Over to Addison Seibert. Seibert underneath to Hale. Hale drives right down the middle, and she is fouled. And I believe that will get her 2 free throws as she was going up for a shot, and it will.
That's what she's looking for, Gabe.
2 big free throws.
Yeah, and she has to hit both of these exactly what she wanted there to get that foul on the shot up.
First free throw from Hale is true. So lead up to 6 now. Still 2 possessions. Second free throw from Sydney Hale is also good. 2 big free throws from Sydney Hale. Up to 9 points on the night. 6:15 to play in the fourth quarter. 33-26, Bulldogs lead. Ava Ritchie up top, guarding Boyansky, who's been the star player tonight. McGuffey, a 3, and that is a big one from her. She's been quiet all night until that one.
There's that shooting ability that Coach Stengel warned us about, Gabe, and it came in probably the most perfect point in this game.
Ivy Henderson wrestled away. Got that rebound with one hand, Braden. She had one of her arms was being taken away, so she just used the other one. Brought that one down, so the lead back down to 4 now. Bulldogs still have the ball on offense, but Chesterton again just chipping away at this Bulldog lead.
Looks like Ivy Henderson's going to inbound this ball, which we don't see a lot, and she instantly goes into motion.
Inside, Ava Punak layup, no good. Henderson rebound, gets wrestled to the floor. Jump ball is called, and it will head the Trojans' way, just what they needed. A change of possession here, just again trying to cut into this Crown Point lead.
No, Gabe. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little confused as why that was called a jump ball and not a foul on Chesterton, but refs are seeing a different game than the two of us up here in what is almost described as a bird's nest.
This is a 3 from McGuffey again. She thought she was fouled. Here comes Ava Ritchie quick up the court to Ava Punak. Layup is no good again. Ritchie comes away with the rebound, tips it to Seibert. Ava Ritchie a 3, no good. Rebound to Boyansky. Here she comes up the court. Excuse me, this is Addison Pack driving now, blocked by Henderson. Out of bounds, and the Trojans have got it. Yeah, and Braden, on the Ivy Henderson call, I mean, I think maybe they just got tied up, and then being tied up brought him down to the floor. But yes, I think a bird's nest is a perfect way of describing where we're sitting right now. It's a pretty comfortable spot, as Dilbeck may have stepped inbounds on the inbound, and that is a costly turnover for the Trojans.
Allows Crown Point to have another opportunity. I mean, they had a great chance with Ava Ritchie just barely missing that shot, that long shot, and so they have another opportunity to widen this lead, give themselves a little more wiggle room late in this fourth quarter, as again Ivy Henderson up top, something we're not used to seeing.
Henderson cuts inside. Seibert misses that pass. McGuffey comes away with the steal. Under 5 minutes to go. Here she comes on Sydney Hale, spinning around her, driving baseline, gets it up top. Reese Dilbeck, a free throw line jumper is good. Lead cut to 2.
Gabe, it is a scary thing, I would imagine, that you're driving to the basket, you see big 6'4", Ivy Henderson closing in on you, but McGuffey just doing an absolutely amazing job of finding the open teammate in Dilbeck, and then an amazing shot.
Punak, another tough shot. Again, visibly frustrated. McGuffey's got it. A chance to take the lead back here for the Trojans for the first time since the first quarter. And that one's stolen by Seibert. Didn't see it initially. Slips on the floor, gets a hold of it. And a timeout is called by Coach Stengel before they could call a jump ball. So the ball remains with the Bulldogs. 4:07 to go. If you're just joining us here on the Bulldog Network, you're joining at a good time. 33-31 as you see on your screen. The Bulldogs lead. Chesterton is slowly cut into this lead. They were down by 9 heading into the fourth quarter, now just down by 2.
That lead actually was at most, I believe, 11. And so Chesterton doing an amazing job of, putting the ball in the hands of their star player, El Boyansky, and she has just shown out in this fourth quarter.
She is in foul trouble. She's got 15 points tonight. She has 4 fouls, though. So she is in deep foul trouble. I think if you're Chesterton right now, maybe you give her a break. Don't put her in any more foul trouble since you're within 2, right? But she is coming out on the floor.
That is not what they're doing, and that is why Gabe Trevino is not the head coach of the Chesterton Trojans when you have the best freshman almost in the DAC, I'd argue, in foul trouble. I'd put her out there.
So Ella Boyansky still is on the floor for the Trojans. Now under 4 minutes to play. Punak underneath to Henderson, tipped away. It seems like they're just trying to force it underneath to Henderson. It's really not working. Boyansky to Dilbeck. Addison Pack had room. Ritchie comes out to guard her.
A little bit of confusion in the coverage. Ivy Henderson had to redirect Ava Ritchie up to that as
McGuffey nearly loses that one out of bounds. Now in the corner. Gets a screen over to Addison Pack up top. Trying to get around Ritchie. 3.5 minutes to go. Here comes Boyansky, who they could not let free. She is fouled, and she'll get 2 free throws, a chance to tie this game up. And they could not let her free, and they let her go underneath, get a pretty free layup there. Luckily, she was fouled.
These are 2 costly free throws for Ella Boyansky. 2 probably the biggest of her season so far.
Boyansky's first free throw is no good. Off the front rim. Leading scorer tonight. She has 15 of Chesterton's 31 points. Nearly half of their points so far tonight have come from her. Her second free throw is no good as well, but it looks like maybe a lane violation from Chesterton wouldn't have mattered. So 2 costly missed free throws there, Braden.
Yeah, that could have given Crown Point the exact leeway they needed. I mean, is now, in my mind, you just run out the clock. It's like kneeling the ball almost, but they're going to attack anyway, try to widen this lead.
Here comes Seibert in the corner for 3, no good. Ava Punak with the rebound out to Sydney Hale, who settles the offense. Now she's going to take a 3 and hit it again, her second of the half.
I said at the half she's one of the best three-point shooters on this team, but she is not connected. Now I believe that's 2 straight threes that she shot that have gone in.
2 for 2 in the second half. Lead back up to 5 for the Bulldogs. Novia Brandon back inside the McGuffey, who's a lot of contact on there. She takes a fall to the floor. Foul is called. And the Trojans will get the ball back, and it looks like the officials just trying to untie the net here down on the Crown Point end.
Has been something that we've been dealing with all year. I believe they put up new nets before the season started, which led to this issue that we've seen with boys and girls.
Braden, we remember that first boys game we did. Man, they were just getting tied up like crazy.
It was almost every shot that went in.
So Ella Boyansky, star player tonight, just had the ball. Novia Brandon up top, spinning around, trying to make something happen. Back to Lindsay McGuffey. 2.5 minutes to go here. Chesterton down by 5. McGuffey takes it to the wing, gets a screen from Dilbeck. Wanted to try the 3, didn't do it. Dilbeck takes a jumper right in front of Ivy Henderson and hits it.
That is not easy to do. Big 6'4" frame from Ivy Henderson shooting over that.
To Punak, a floater that she has not been able to get go all night until right there. Lead back up to 5. 2 minutes to play now. McGuffey guarded by Hale this time instead of Seibert. Here comes McGuffey driving down to the corner. She's done that all night. Reese Dilbeck going to try a 3. That's no good. Sydney Hale comes away with the rebound. Bulldogs maybe just try and hold the ball here. Seibert had an open shot, didn't take it. Using time, Punak a shot off the backboard is good.
She was quiet all game, and now with less than 2 minutes to go, she's now hit 2 shots from that spot, which is about the DAC logo on the court, and she loves to shoot it from there.
Off layup, she is fouled, so she'll go to the line for 2. Lead is up to 7 now for the Bulldogs with 1.5 minutes to go. Reese Dilbeck will shoot 2 at the line.
These are 2 big free throws. I know the lead is 7, but I mean, even if you cut this lead down to 5, then all you need is a couple turnovers, and I mean, you're just right back in this game.
Free throw is good from Dilbeck on the first one. So lead cut down to 6. It's now 2 possessions here for the Trojans. When we saw them chip into a 9-point lead, it is only 1.5 minutes here to go. Dilbeck's second one is good as well. 2 big free throws from Reese Dilbeck. She has 9 points on the night. Here comes Ava Ritchie being pressured by Allison Van Clay. Now to Ava Punak. They've got to get in the front court here. This one pressured by Boyansky. Sydney Hale on the wing. Minute 15 to play. Over to Seibert. Over to Ritchie. A corner three is good.
That is exactly what this Bulldog team needed, because those free throws made it a situation where all Chesterton had to do was get 1 or 2 turnovers, have a three, have a layup, and they were back in this game. But that three by Ava Ritchie almost shuts this game out.
So lead is up to 8 now with that one with just over a minute to play. Chesterton's going to need a lot of help now. Ava Ritchie comes through with a big three. She has 10 tonight. She's also struggled, but she hits one in one of the bigger moments of this game. Under a minute to play now. Dilbeck spinning around on Punak. Cross-court pass. Novia Brandon a three. No good. Rebound to Boyansky. Wrestles away. Dilbeck underneath. Fading away. Foul is called on Punak, and she is frustrated with that call. I believe that will be her 4th of the night. 45.7 seconds to go. Sends Reese Dilbeck back to the line. And Punak, man, she got animated after that one.
Yeah, right away, Addison Seibert had actually grabbed her from the air and kind of helped her get back on the court.
And Reese Dilbeck.
That is a
air ball is the first one.
Bad miss for her, as her team needed that one.
Puts her hands on her knees. Maybe she's just exhausted. Legs can't do it anymore. It's been a physical game, as we've talked about all night. Her second free throw of this pair is also no good, and that should probably just about do it as long as the Bulldogs don't commit any turnovers. Ivy Henderson underneath. Layup is good. Lead to 10.
That'll just about do it, Gabe.
And now Chesterton's going to have to really do a lot here, as that one's stolen away by Punak, and Sydney Hale's got it. And here she comes up the court to Ava Ritchie. Ritchie comes away with this one. Seibert a jumper. That one is good, man. They're hitting shots all over the place.
It's just shooting practice right now, Gabe, as looks like Chesterton may have called a timeout, as they will.
15.6 seconds to go. Timeout called by the Trojans.
A little confused about that timeout, Gabe. Down
12 with 15
points
seconds.
with 15 seconds. I mean, anything's possible, but
4 threes in 15 seconds. I mean, we've seen
with
crazier.
turnovers, too.
We've seen crazier. The boys team just about set to come out there by the locker room. Cooper Molaski, Reed Kagi out there.
You know,
MJ Wilson, Mason Darrell, all the guys get set.
This is a unique situation, because normally when it's JV varsity, the varsity guys can shoot around while the JV guys are maybe during a timeout or at halftime. This is totally different, right? These guys have not shot around maybe since, if they had a shoot around earlier this afternoon or this morning. So, I mean, this is going to be some valuable warm-up time for them before or directly after this game.
So we're just about finished here with the girls game. Just 15.6 seconds to go. Lead is 12 here for the Bulldogs, and unless we see one of the craziest things I've ever seen, this game should be just about over. Addison Pack dribbling around Sydney Hale. 5 seconds to go. And the clock will just about run out here, and the Crown Point Lady Bulldogs get the job done tonight. A great conference win for them over the Chesterton Trojans. A 12-point win, 47-35. Ava Ritchie came up with a huge three in a big moment. Players that needed the play in big moments played. And I tell you what, Braden, Ella Boyansky, very impressive from her. I mean, she was all over the place defensively, offensively. She did a tremendous job, and now the boys will begin their shoot-around, their warm-ups, and we will broadcast that game for you as well. If you were just joining us here, the girls just wrapped up a 12-point win. I am Gabe Trevino, joined by Brandon Zamojski. Thank you for joining us. This is kind of a unique scenario, a double-header here, so you're getting 2 games in one broadcast. You're not going to get that very often.
We're not quite signing off, but
so relish this opportunity if you're watching at home. But of course, thank you for joining us. And the Crown Point Bulldogs will face off against the Chesterton Trojans in just about 15-20 minutes or so. But for now, Braden, an impressive win from the Crown Point Lady Bulldogs tonight. And the Chesterton Trojans, by the way, you will have to switch over to a different stream on YouTube on the Bulldog Network to watch the boys game. But we will, of course, have both broadcasts. We just had our first one here, and then you'll have to switch over to a different stream for the boys game. But let's start here with the Lady Bulldogs, who just finished up a 12-point win, 47-35. It was a pretty good one.
Yeah, and I'd say that's off the back of second half play from players like Sydney Hale and Ava Punek, who were kind of quiet in the first half. We didn't see much of them, but I mean, especially Ava Punek late. There was less than 2 minutes to go, and she had 2 shots in close that really mattered and really kind of closed this game out for Crown Point.
Yeah, and Sydney Hale hit 2 second half threes. One of them came coming right out of the half, and then one of them came with about a minute to go. She always seems to hit those clutch threes. We saw that last time against Valpo. She hit a big three. They ended up losing that game, but it got the Bulldogs right back into the game. Momentum switched, shifted, I should say. And Ava Ritchie also hit a big three there at the end. And as you said, I think Ava Punek's resilience tonight really shows the kind of player she is, the character she has. It was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, for the fact that she was in foul trouble, struggled shooting, I mean, was visibly animated in the first half to come out, kind of control herself. She got a little upset at one foul call at one point, but other than that, she played good basketball defensively and offensively in the second half.
She kept trying to go to that floater down the middle of the lane, and she was missing that all night until when it mattered. With about a minute and a half to go, she hit 2 or 3 of those floaters down the middle. So it was a good win for the Lady Bulldogs tonight, 47-35. The Crown Point Bulldogs defeat the Chesterton Trojans. Again, you'll have to switch over to a different stream here on YouTube on the Bulldog Network to catch the boys Chesterton Trojans versus Crown Point Bulldogs. But for now, I'm Gabe Trevino. He is Brandon Zamojski. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you for boys Crown Point Chesterton.